of the Musi dynasty is noted for quite a few interesting things we have to look at. Arabs came down into ancient Ghana and lived in peace along with their religion that was at odds with African religions, which proves that Africans were very tolerant of religions not of their own choosing. After 70 AD, Jews had a difference of opinion with the Roman Empire, and the Jews and the Romans dispersed them, and they came down into ancient Ghana and lived among the people of Ghana, and they lived from the 3rd century until 770. And when it was discovered that they were collaborating with the Arabs to take over the state, they were expelled. This is important. It's important because this shows that a diversity of people with a religion alien to that of Africans can live among Africans for hundreds of years so long as they respect the dignity of African people without being put upon, make a living, follow a separate religion, so long as they respect the dignity of Africa. But once they decided they want to take over the state of their host, the Africans said, in essence, get the hell out of here. Now, this is partly documented in a book called Hebrewisms of West Africa. It proves something else which Jews are not willing to face and blacks are not willing to face. That down through the history, we have been their friends, we have been naive about them, and they have never returned the friendship or sent us a thank you note. Now I can go back further to the entry of Abraham into Egypt. But that's enough. The main point here is that while the period of the Musi dynasty was a period of progress, it was a period of foreign rule. 770, the local dynasty grew strong enough to drive out the Musis. And the local dynasty came to power. And these were the people called the Sonokes or Saracoles. Now, the period from 770 AD to the period of the invasion of Ghana, 1076, is the golden age of that great state. It was invaded from what is now Mauritania, then the kingdom of the Susus, by an Islamized black named Abu Bakr. Let's look at Ghana under its own steam. Let's look at Ghana while it was being ruled by its indigenous kings called the Sonokes or Saracoles. What happened during this building period of that state ruled solely by its own people? In the 9th century, Ghana had a standing army of 240,000 troops, one of the largest armies in the whole world of that day. No outside help. There was no army in Europe that big at that time. 40,000 archers moving high. The king around 1000 was Tennessee. Now Tennessee is not known for very much, except he had a habit of inviting thousands of people for dinner. He would announce in the morning that he'd like to have about 10,000 people for midday meal. And by midday, 1,000 people showed up and the food was ready. Now this item wouldn't be worth much except if without warning a king announced that he wanted 10,000 people for midday meal and the meal is ready, that showed remarkable court organization. You had an army of people fixing food. Cattle had to be killed. Fires had to be lit. People, whole rolls of meat had to be put on spigot and turned until it got done. Then they had to put it on platters and cut it and serve it. And I mean, the table, the kitchen was as organized as an army. You can't say that's primitive. That's civilized eating. Civilized organization too. In the meantime, the women were organizing themselves into an organization of great consequence. Then you have to look at the social order. And when you look at the social order of Africa itself, the things that white women are debating about now, Africa's never debated about. You didn't debate about whether a woman was equal. Equal? Nobody was fool enough to debate whether a mother was equal to a giver of life. You're going to debate whether she's equal? That's stupid. You don't even bring up a stupid conversation like that. You debate whether your mother, your grandmother is your equal? A Western man will debate something like that. Africa don't debate nothing like that. This is why the Africans had female gods earlier. You make a woman a god, you make a woman a god, didn't debate whether she's equal? Who sells the question is whether she's equal when you make her a god. The Africans had gods, but Europeans had shoes, houses with windows. See, what you have to understand, Africans created a system of spirituality, but the Europeans created a system of religion with no spirituality. They still do it. Do you think Jimmy Swaggart and Billy Graham got any spirituality? These are millionaire hustlers. Do you think they believe that? You know, on rock, you think people are millionaires? A true spiritual man wouldn't even be a millionaire. If he gave to the people he's supposed to, he wouldn't have $1 million left. If he served people where he's supposed to serve, he wouldn't have $1 million left. Now let's see, because in Africa the king was a priest king, and he was a distributor of goods and service. He was a keeper of wealth, not an owner of wealth. The main thing is, after Tennessee, that greatest king came to power, Ten Kamini, known as the king who rose